You're listening to Get to Know World of Warships, a podcast created by Boggzy and Synpax.
Welcome, everybody. We got a little bit of news coming up here. Number one, it is KOTS season. I think the day of the release today is going to be September 15th, so KOTS is happening. I cast the first round for North America on Sunday. It was fantastic. I got to co-cast with Oscons, my good friend. We had a great time. We watched a number of excellent matches. We got some highlights. It was awesome. So, I should be releasing a video shortly to check out some of those highlights just because they were awesome. So what else is going on? Ranked. Ranked starts tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, 9:15, like a good boy or girl, then that's tomorrow, Wednesday, 9:17. Excuse me, 9:16. But yeah, so ranked. 10, tier 10, 8v8. There is the possibility of CVs. So it's 8v8, ranked 10, ranked season, with CVs, and I think it said a maximum of 4 BBs per side, so it can't just be full battleship spam. So anyway, good luck ranking out. I might try to make a video showing you guys the maps and what I think might be good, given it's 8v8 with carriers. Not like I'm an expert or anything, but hey, you know what? Never know. So anyway, we're going to be talking with Clan Battlestar today. So let's go ahead and move on. I don't want to talk for too long. So yeah, let's go chat with Jemmy from Battlestar. And here we are. I have the distinct pleasure right now of bringing you Jemichaud of Clan Battlestar. How are you?
Good. You can actually call me Jemmy. A couple of guys, my vice commander, nicknamed me Jemmy.
Vice commander? Never heard it put that way before. I like it.
He's an admiral. He's one of my admirals.
There you go. Okay, so right out of the gate, Jemmy, you are Clan Battlestar. We'll get to why I took note of that in the second segment here, but do me a favor, tell me a little bit about your clan, about how you guys got started, how long you've been a clan, where you're at competitively, if you're casual, anything you guys have completed recently. Give me the skinny.
Little overview?
Yeah.
Well, I was never an online player myself. It all started when my son, when I was working from home, and my son came home his senior year of high school and was playing this game next to me while I was working. And I kept hearing these large explosions. And I looked over and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm playing a free game online called World of Warships." It's World War II based ships, which we are big history buffs of World War II and history in general.
Sure, yeah.
So I was hooked. We started playing that night, divisioned up, and found out several years later that's how our PR ratings went down the tubes.
Yes.
We had fun.
Yeah.
But
we call those the red days, right?
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
The learning what I'm doing days.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, I started playing all the time. So yes, I am a World of Warships, or my wife is a World of Warships widow, especially during clan battle season. I was out at work in New York, and I was playing online because nothing else to do. And I had a member congratulate me when I was playing a carrier, saying when I sunk his Jemichaud, no one's ever done that before. And he brought me into my first clan.
Uh-huh.
When I went into the clan, it's like, oh, well, I got all these nice bonuses and stuff. That was Clan Battle Season 1, I believe. And I wanted to play. Found some other members on the clan that we got along really well with. But with that clan, the admiral who started it, the commander, great guy. He's active duty Air Force. And he met a girl and stopped really being involved in the clan or the game as much, and turned it over to his executive officer. And the executive officer's way of playing clan battles was he only brought in the best players, which I wasn't one of them. I was there learning along with some of the other guys.
Ah, the red days.
Yeah, those days. The what I came to find out is he had a clan battle waiting area, and he would take one person from that waiting area that was not proficient, let's say, and try to train him up a little bit. But if he lost 3 games in a row, he quit, and there was no one else to run clan battles. So we kind of got frustrated and started complaining. After a couple of weeks and him not really responding, we all, about 5, 6, 7 of us left the clan.
Aha!
And we said, we're going to start our own clan. One of the guys took over another clan that was not active, that he had belonged in previously, but he was busy with work. He has his own business. So it really wasn't going like I had hoped.
Mm-hmm.
So I started Battlestar, BTLST, and then sent out invites. Rob is one of my executive officers. He's one of the first members to join, along with Pirate. And we took it off from there. The other guys left that second clan that we joined and joined Battlestar, and we've grown up to a total number of 50 people at one point. Last clan battle season, this is the one before the terrible sixes, we were running 3 divisions at the same time. We had 21 people playing clan battles simultaneously.
Well, that's great.
And then we were doing great. But then at the beginning of this year, before clan battles, the last clan battle season, it's at 10, I think. A couple of them were really proficient players.
You got a dog, apparently.
2 of them, sorry.
Is that your vice admiral?
No, my wife is my boss, let's face it.
Oh, hey, you're a smart man.
They're the mascots. I lost my train.
That's okay. We were talking about you guys. You guys said that you managed to field essentially 3 different divisions to all play
right. Okay.
clan battles at once.
We had a few really good players, and they had played with some people who had joined us temporarily from another sister clan, an allied clan, and they wanted to go create their own clan, mainly to get to Typhoon and Hurricane leagues. So when they left. We lost like 5 people at that point in time.
Were they some of your better players?
One of them was.
I see.
Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them were really, really good. And then we did some purging. People, because we had completed our clan base, part of our requirement for our clan is to play once a week and earn at least 30 oil a week, which is very simple to do.
Sure.
If they weren't doing that, the admirals decided to purge them if they weren't doing that. And if they weren't in Discord.
I want to stop right here for just a second because I want to. Yep. You mentioned something interesting to me that I noticed by watching your Discord a little bit that you seem to have you'll share information about the clan that seems to be logged into a spreadsheet, and then I think you revealed that to me right before the cast, where you actually have clan info logged in a spreadsheet that sometimes you'll sort of dispense out for people to see. Can you explain that to me? Do you actually have a I guess an information dump that you keep separate?
I've got 2 things. I've got an Excel spreadsheet, which is what I started it with, and I wrote VBA code under the Excel spreadsheet to do additional spreadsheets like statistics. That's probably what you saw today that I put out there. So for example, I think on our Discord I put out the stats of how many people we have in the United States and Canada. Right now, our clan is made up of completely U.S. and Canadian people.
Why are there so many Canadians in this game?
I don't know.
But
they do a great job.
We need to get the CDC on this. We need to get the CDC on this because it's an epidemic.
Well, we got 76.6% of our clan U.S. and 23.4% Canadian.
I'm all right with that.
So, right now, I'm just we pick them up, and I also gave the time zones that we play from.
So what advantages does that do for you? I'm kind of curious. Is it just for you to help organizationally?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I mean the spreadsheet and sort of keeping things organized in the way that you do. I mean, was that out of necessity?
Yes, because part of our rule is to play once a week and gain 30 oil. So every Sunday night, late around midnight Central Time, which is where I am, or Monday evening, I'll go into the members list and record what they've earned for oil that week and if they've played. If they haven't played in a random battle, they could potentially get kicked out.
I see.
If they haven't earned a 30 oil, they could potentially get kicked out. And I also record during clan battle seasons the number of clan battles they played in, because that's how they get rank in our clan.
Oh, okay. So rank is directly tied to how often they participate in competitive mode.
Yeah, it's our ranks are based on World War II, U.S. Navy. So you come in as a seaman recruit, and you can make it up by playing to Commodore, which is a 1-star admiral.
Don't we all start as seamen?
Yes, we do. Seaman recruit. Seaman recruit. Yeah, if you want to go that way, sure.
This is the level of the podcast you're on, brother. So just accept it before it destroys you.
Actually, we all start as a thought.
I think so. I think we start as what is it? A twinkle? That's what it is. A
twinkle. Yeah. Either way. All right.
Well, okay. So then let's talk.
So
a little bit more about where Battlestar. I know it's okay. Family show. Right. Let's talk more about where Battlestar is at competitively. You mentioned that you had a couple people leave to want to play Typhoon Hurricane. Does that mean you guys are generally in Storm League?
We are in Storm League level. We've made it to Storm League level 1 the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh, great. Okay. I love hearing that. I think Storm League is such a fun league for...
It is, yeah. But we want to get to Typhoon and Hurricane. We want to get there. Of course. Which is how we met, because I went out into I've been a member of the TMG Discord site for a while. I think a year, but I'm not positive of the actual timeline. And I put a general message out, could someone help me? We're trying to get some ideas of how to get to Typhoon and Storm, and a person named Boggzy responded.
And that's how obviously I found out about Clan Battlestar and all that. So, yeah, well, I mean, maybe in the future, I'll just say this to anybody listening right now. I'm not the most skilled, exceptional, competitive player. There's a reason why I'm casting KOTS and not playing it this time around, but and it's not because I want to hear myself talk, even though I absolutely do. I mean, it's just because I have an idea of how things work, and I understand placement and strategy and whatnot, but TNG is full of players who are so much better than me that I've left that up to them. But what I can do, and obviously I was more than happy to help you do, was sort of just go, okay, here are the basic ways you begin looking at something like clan battles. Obviously the first thing to go is, well, is this a season where there's a carrier or not? Because if there's a carrier, you can sort of assume everything should be spotted unless it's in smoke. That's sort of the way it goes. Whatever it was before Tier 6, the meta eventually became carrier, Stalingrad, Venezias for the most part, because the simple fact was that with carriers, especially Tier 10 carriers, everything is generally spotted, which means that people are shooting at each other from 24 kilometers away, with Stalingrads accurately landing citadels. So that's just sort of that's the basic first method of interaction that happens, and you have to start there and then decide, okay, what works given that that's how it starts. That was actually really fun. It was fun for me even to sort of have to sit down and go, I've never really thought about why the hell it works this way or it doesn't. So, and
listening to your podcast has given me some other ideas. You've got other guys doing the same thing. Although I would kill or die to get those videos that someone from the last 1 or 2 episodes has from.
Oh, I know. You're talking about Clan Apes, right? Talking to Gaishu's clan in 07 asking for help and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that if everybody on the internet went after those guys asking for help, they'd probably shut their borders, so to speak. But
probably.
Yeah, sorry guys, by the way. Well, it's
I know that we've only played TNG once or twice, and that was in clan brawls, not in clan battles.
Ah, yes.
Because after we have clan battles, Clan Battle Season 8, I started recording our wins and losses in clan battles.
Sure.
And who we were playing, what clan and what league they were in.
Right.
Which you can get from the clan battle records.
Yeah.
In your base.
Absolutely.
So we started doing some statistics and stuff like that. What did you sink? Did we win? Type of statistics for each member that played. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I find Storm League to be, in my opinion, is the perfect blend of things are still fun and they're unexpected because they haven't reached the high Typhoon Hurricane level where people generally know exactly where to go, how to angle, where to be, what to do, and games can oftentimes sort of devolve into a bit of a static, especially when there's no carrier. I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying that, but when there's no carrier, things get very, very static in terms of a couple ships post up here and this bow tank for the whole time until somebody either gets burned down or someone else makes a mistake and eats a citadel from the side. The carrier situation changed it because obviously you can't sit in a Stalingrad nose in for too long before you get AP dive bombed, so everything has to be a little more mobile. But again, obviously carriers bring with it its own sort of static frustration. But Storm League, to me, is that league where people are still wanting to be heroes, so they'll make foolish or heroic plays sometimes that end up being really exciting, sometimes getting punished horribly, sometimes pulling off miracles. And I think that's just so much fun. But really the difference between Storm and Typhoon is just consistency, and I want to say it's where the biggest difference between consistency of player skill, consistency of strategy, and how well you can execute a consistent strategy. That's what I think the biggest difference is, because
I agree. We had in season 9, was it? I guess that's the last tier 10.
That was the last tier 10 one, yeah.
Right. Yeah, we had one thing that one of our guys took a video of it, because we three of us annihilated a Venencia that came out at us against a Stalingrad, and I had a Stalingrad. I don't remember what the other guys had, but within, I think, 5-6 seconds we destroyed it.
Yeah,
a perfectly healthy Venecia. So
Stalingrads are extraordinarily powerful, even at exceptionally long ranges. That's why, that's why they've been one of the most dominant clan battle boats, consistently good. When we had Gaishu on the podcast, he mentioned specifically that that is the boat that all other metas have to be built around, because if that exists, you have to assume that it's going to be in the game, and you have to play around that, which it's frustrating. I think that was what he chose to Sank, because it's like it just has an outsized influence on what everyone else has to bring.
Right, and with our clan, when I formed this clan, but with the other guys, we are family. Anyone that comes in, we had a new member join the other day, and we had 3 guys jump right down with him and start talking to him, playing with him in divisions, getting to know him. Really great. A Canadian, if I remember correctly. But we're family first. If you have issues with work or family or whatever, we have a leave of absence, so you don't have to put in your once a week 30 oil a week.
Sure, yeah.
Minimum.
It's like suspending your phone plan when you're overseas. It's like you go down to $10 a month to keep it open, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we also have not only that, we have a rule in our clan rule. I don't know. Did you get a chance to read the entire rule page from us?
I did not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was bad.
No, it's okay. Well, when you come into our Discord, if you come in, there's a pre-page, I guess you want to call it. And that pre-page has 5 or 7, I think it's 7 basic rules that you have to agree to, which you did do. Part of that, though, is we have in one of our text areas, we have a full set of rules or information about the clan. Mm-hmm. And that's also another page that has the ranks. But the full set of information says if you want to play clan battles, you go into our clan battle waiting area, and then you sit. And after 2 games of other people playing clan battles, an admiral will come out. Whoever's ready to come in, if you're not playing the game, or if you are playing the game willing to drop out of it and come into clan battles, you are pulled in, and someone else is sit it out, no matter who they are or how good they are. So that rotation lets everyone play and learn.
Right.
And we've had some people who've come in. We've got a young lady from Canada who
I hate her
started
already.
from. No, she's great. She's one of my rear admirals. She's one of my rear admirals. You wouldn't want to hate her.
Okay. I take it back.
She's very well spoken. I made her our vice admiral because we had a member who thought he knew everything. Says he worked for the DOD. Blah blah blah.
Admiral
blah, blah.
Know-it-all. I know him.
Admiral Know-it-all. Yes. Well, he was kicked out less than 2 or 3 months after we tried to, coax him into playing better.
Sure.
Because he was horrible. Even worse than I.
We won't name his name, obviously, because.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
But he was worse than I am, and that's saying something.
Our former leader Synpax, who recently left us, he had a rule, and that was he only let people into TNG who were better than he was. So I think that's a fair rule for any clan leader if they're looking to make their clan more competitive. Is hey, you got to be better than me.
That's where I was heading. I was heading toward that way. One of my admirals, one of my full admirals, my 4 stars, Uber came up with a progressive division. It's like, hey, we want to try to make it into Typhoon League and Hurricane League, and we're stuck in the storm. Maybe we need some people that play better all the time that can get there for us.
Mm-hmm.
So normally when in our normal circumstance, when we play clan battles, everyone gets a fair share of the treasury. So at the end of each clan battle, the clan gets whatever they get in coal. That's all we get is coal because we never make it past storm.
Sure,
But
right.
based on the number of battles you played in that season, you get an equal percentage of that share. And to make it fair to those folks who may not be in that league, he came up with a progressive division. And with that progressive division, we have hopefully 12 people that'll play it and try to get us into Typhoon and Storm. But the hope is that because they're playing that level and they're earning the steel, they won't need the treasury. So they won't get the coal. But if they get to Typhoon and you get steel or hurricane, and you get coal, steel, doubloons, whatever, the progressive division won't get it. Sure. But everyone else who played in the normal divisions will.
Makes sense to me.
So it'll help kind of ease the burden of I can't play in the progressive division, but I'm still playing, having fun in Storm League or whatever, and I still get a bonus. They're not getting the bonus from playing.
I know a number of clans that actually do that with their treasury, where they use the treasury as sort of a way to pad the pockets, so to speak, of the folks who maybe are doing work in the clan that helps the folks who are, running constantly and accumulating that that steel or that coal or whatever, whatever have you. But they're sort of doing something that is support, but not direct. I've heard of other clans doing that before.
That's our way of doing it so far.
Well, so here, let's do this. Let's go to our break first, and so we have a very important message from our sponsors. But when we come back, we're going to play Sink a Ship, and we're going to have Jemmy sink a ship to remove from the game. We've had Sub Octavian here, and he actually gave me a little. It's not a get out of jail free card. Let me try and improv something right now. It is a remove a ship from the game card. There you go. That was the best I could do right now. So I'm happy to swipe it on behalf of Jemmy here from Clan Battlestar when we come back on Get to Know World of Warships. Hi, this is Boggzy. If you're looking for someone to narrate your life, I'm currently looking for work and would be happy to do so. Have you ever wanted to hear what your breakfast sounds like as a 1940s radio announcer?
September 15th, 1942. So-and-so woke up, decided to have cornflakes. That's what they did. A day which will live in infamy.
That can happen. Just imagine how better your life could be if, I'm not good at these radio announcements. Thank you for sticking with us, folks. So I'm back here with Jemmy from Clan BTLST Battlestar. We are about to sink a ship, and stop me if I'm wrong, Jemmy, but you actually put this up to a vote for your clan, didn't you?
We're a family, so
okay.
What's it going to be? I put it out to the clan, and a ship that got the most votes was Smolensk.
Smolensk! Haven't heard that in a little while. Why the Smolensk?
The common phrase was basically 16 guns with a 4-second reload just makes other cruisers' DPM irrelevant.
I see. I think that may have also been the reason why other people have sank the Smolensk in the past.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of them on your podcast.
We did our TNG member Red Cool. He a couple weeks back he gave us he made us a spreadsheet and we listed that off. That was fun. I appreciate him doing that. So, but you also had a runners up, isn't that right?
Oh yes, we did. Thunderer came in second.
You guys hate flamethrowers, don't you? That's what it is.
I think, this one pretty much says that. Every salvo it fires is pretty much a guaranteed double or triple fire because its total 100% balanced fire chance is like 45% per shell.
Yep. And what was number 3?
So, Slava.
Slava? Oh, come on.
And the basics for that one was because I'm terrified of how it's going to affect clan battles being so accurate and the guns not being so huge that they will overpen everything.
Right.
I personally think it's just going to delete stuff in CB.
Now, I've said this on my stream at www.twitch.tv/BoggzyTime, by the way. I've said this on my stream, and I've said this, I think, on previous podcasts, that I'm convinced the Slava is going to be was released the way that it is because in the next season of Clan Battles, Tier 10, either they're going to give us, once again, the choice of a battleship or a carrier, or it'll be both. It'll be a carrier and a battleship. And I think that the whole reason that they introduced the Slava was because they already know the meta will still be a long-ranged carrier Stalingrad Venezia long-range accuracy meta, and they want to release a battleship that will in fact fit that meta and can hit stuff consistently at that range. That's my theory. What do you think?
Well, it's that, and you got to consider the Japanese battleship too.
The Yamato?
No,
Or the Hizon?
Shikishima.
Heisen? Oh, the Shikishima. Okay, yeah, the Chad Yamato, the juiced up Yamato.
I got 4 or 5 clan members that have that ship, and they're putting up big scores almost every time they use it. Even me, I'm getting over 100,000 plus points with it, and I triple Citadel of Stalingrad that was broadside to me with one shot.
Wait.
Killed him.
Oh, you mean with one volley?
One volley.
I was gonna say, how did one shell triple Citadel something? That's incredible.
One volley. Yeah, one volley.
Well, it could very well be. I'm interested to see. I really would like to know what the next season of Clan Battles is going to look like. But I guess
I think you and about 100,000 rest of us in the NA server
kidding.
would like to know.
Well,
too.
all right. So let's get back to Clan Battlestar here for a second, because there's one specific thing I'd like to talk to you about, and that is why. Why did you decide to name your clan Battlestar?
Because I'm a fan of the first show. I'm old.
Okay, let's talk about this. So you liked the 1972?
I'm in my 50s. So, well, I saw the 80 something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got the entire DVD collection of the first show run, plus the one extra season they had after it.
Oh, you mean like the remake season that they did?
They did the full. There's 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
And then they did one season after that. I don't think it was the next year, but maybe a few years after.
Yeah, they tried to
where they
reboot
actually
it,
found Earth. They found Earth.
Well, okay. So can I ask? I mean, you just were a fan of it. You decided I'm going to make it Clan Battlestar.
Oh, big fan. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so this is one of the reasons why I immediately was like, okay, you got to come on, you got to talk about this with me, because I am also a huge fan of Battlestar, but for a slightly different reason. Now, I watched one episode of the old series from the 80s, and that I was born in 85, that's before my time. It was hokey. It was clearly capitalizing off the popularity of Star Wars, to kind of come up with some new stuff. But
I'm actually a Star Trek fan first, then a Star Wars fan.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody's got their team, but
right.
So I am a huge fan of the remake of Battlestar Galactica that they released in the mid 2000s on Discovery Channel, or maybe the Sci-Fi Channel. Sorry.
2004.
That's right. And part of the reason why I'm such a big fan of that, which I encouraged you, and I think I got you to start watching it, right?
You got me to buy the entire series, the DVD series, and I'm on season 2 now.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So,
and I like it.
I'm glad you like it, because I would feel bad if you spent like the $100 or whatever it costs nowadays to buy the whole thing and you hated it. But so
actually, it wasn't that much.
I've never mentioned this before on this podcast, but I am an actor in Los Angeles. I never told Synpax. He's never brought it up on the podcast. He's never teased me in episodes of the podcast about mentioning it a lot. He's never done that. But I was fortunate enough to be very good friends with, in fact, I would almost call him my LA dad, the late actor Richard Hatch. Not to be confused with the first winner of Survivor, but the actor who played Captain Apollo on the original Battlestar Galactica, and then was brought back for the remake to play Tom Zarek. So he was my teacher here, and he's kind of like my LA dad and my mentor, and I cared about him deeply. And very sadly, he died in 2017, I believe it was, of pancreatic cancer,
right?
Which was very sad. But he was just the sweetest, most warm-hearted guy. He was 72 years old when he passed. He had like one of those, like the heart of a child, I want to say, where he was just delighted by things that children would sort of be delighted by. I don't mean that as a knock in any way. I just mean like he was so full of excitement for life and excitement for things that are worth sort of appreciating in life. And I miss him terribly. But so when I saw Clan Battlestar, I was like, we gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk. So
well, I'm hoping in the new series that he's not as bad as he seems he is in the first year's episodes and halfway through the second one.
Yeah, he
I'll have
plays
to wait and find out. Don't
revolutionary.
tell me. I want to find out on my own.
I won't. I don't want to spoil it for you, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. But his character goes through a very a very interesting arc.
Transition.
Yeah, which I thought was very good. He and I talked about it one of the first times we ever, had lunch together. We talked about that, and that was so much fun to watch him. He even years later, he was still so excited about talking about the character, and he just, he just loved performing and he loved doing work. So.
I saw the transition. I think coming about on COBOL on the second.
Yeah. All the warships.
So I'm hoping.
All the people who came here to listen to talk about warships are just like, I'm hitting the stop button. But so anyway, I wanted to mention also, since I've got you to, and we're talking about Battlestar, that not a lot of people know this, and I'd love for more people to know this, is that Richard was really smart. He loved the property of Battlestar Galactica more than I think anyone else ever did. So
what do you mean the property?
Well, so he loved the IP, the intellectual property of Battlestar. He loved the culture.
Okay.
He made a living and kept himself, relevant as an actor, which is extraordinarily difficult to do, by the way, as an actor. It's part of keeping yourself relevant is sometimes how much money you can command, how many jobs are available to you. So he would go to conventions and interact with fans, and he built himself this great big fan base. And so when it came time, he tried several times to get different studios to reboot Battlestar. He sort of liked the old-timey version of it, and people just sort of thumbed their nose and said, we don't want to do this again. But so when I think it was the Sci-Fi Channel finally decided, through Universal, they said, we want to remake Battlestar. He was like, great. And he went and he said, I want to be a part of this. Like, what can I do? How can I help? And they said, we want, with all due respect, we don't want anyone from the original cast because we don't want any connection to the old 80s hokey, type.
Well, actually, I mean, from what I remember, the reason the first show didn't carry on longer than 2 seasons was Universal was spending so much on the special effects, which granted were not a lot,
but for a TV show
now, but for a TV show back in the 80s, that was pretty high tech special effects for what they were doing.
Absolutely.
And that's why it got washed. They couldn't afford it anymore.
You're absolutely right.
From what I understand.
And they just, it was still sci-fi as well, which sci-fi hadn't really. Right. There was Star Trek, obviously. Even the original Star Trek got canceled after just 3 seasons because they just weren't making the money. It spawned this cult following of people who just loved it. But so Richard got himself.
Where was Disney when we needed them for them when they got Star Wars?
I know, right? So Richard had this one ace up his sleeve, which was, when Universal bought the rights to Battlestar Galactica in 2002 or 3, preparing to remake it for 2004, they realized they did not own the rights to BattlestarGalactica.com because Richard Hatch owned the rights to BattlestarGalactica.com.
Really?
Because he cared. He kept it up, he cared. So they came to him and they were like, so, Richard, we'd like to buy the rights from you. He goes, I don't want your money. I want to be on the show. I want to play a main character on the show. And they said, we can't.
Good for him.
Yeah. They said, we can't do that. We want this cast to not be overshadowed by the old cast. We want a fresh start. And they said, but we will make you a recurring character. How about that? And he said, done. Because he loved the property so much. He could have strong-armed them for a whole bunch of money. And he chose instead to, he just wanted to be a part, which I love that.
He did what he wanted to, doing something he wanted to, he loved doing.
Yes. Right? So anyway, he was as you have found out, he was a recurring character throughout all 4 seasons of the show. He did a great job on it. I just, it makes me tear up a little bit. I'm not going to lie when I see him performing now when I go back and rewatch it, because the guy just loved what he did so much and was so good.
Wish I could have met him.
Yeah, he was the nicest guy too. Like, if you, I remember when I met him, I was at a coffee shop in Los Angeles that I go to a lot, and I saw him, and I went up and I said, excuse me, you're Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica, right? And he said, yeah, I am. And I said, I just wanted to let you know that I love the show, and I loved you on. He goes, which series, which one? And I said, I haven't watched the original, so the new one. He goes, good. The original is terrible. We had this big laugh.
It was terrible.
I know. He had a good sense of humor about himself as well.
But the new one does have better special effects.
It certainly does. I loved, and to draw this back to World of Warships, anyone who hasn't watched the 2004 remake of Battlestar Galactica, the only way that I could describe how it feels is it feels like you are following the crew of a giant aircraft carrier in space as it runs from robots that are trying to exterminate humanity. So the stakes are always very high.
And the robots have a Sakuru as a carrier.
And the robots have the Hakuryu, right?
Right.
So it really does. It feels like they're on a submarine or a battleship or an aircraft carrier. Everything feels very, very real. It doesn't feel too CGI-y, even for 2004. I highly recommend it. That's my plug. It's free. You're welcome, Universal.
A side plug.
Yeah.
It's actually more like Convoy, except with an aircraft carrier instead of a submarine.
Oh, well, there you go. That's a good comparison.
There you go,
I'll
Tom
have to check
Hanks.
out. Right. So, well, let's get back to Battlestar, the clan, and World of Warships. Is there anything else you wanted to share about your clan before I ask you to poach the prodigal Synpax?
I mean, like I said, we're a family.
Yeah.
And part of that family is you get to make a decision, or you help with the decisions of the entire clan. It's not just the officers that do it. The officers may come up with a rule change, and we'll talk about it between ourselves and hash it out, and then put it out to the general public for their vote. And we've done a few of those where people have come up with good suggestions to change it that we didn't think of, and that made it into the rules. So you do get a say in our clan.
Would you say that Clan Battlestar is more of a democracy?
It's a semi-democracy. We're a family, so we have our family moments, and I have to put my foot down every once in a blue moon. It's not very often. It's not very loud, except for that one person that went at us.
Ah, yes.
I think that's the one time I said, no, bye. You're done.
May he rest in pieces, right?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Well, excellent. It's always nice to hear that a clan, especially
and plus you get to play. And you get to play, if you want to play clan battles, you're guaranteed to play.
Well, that is also nice. In fact, that should be anybody who's listening who is looking for a clan, that should be a selling point. So why don't we just go ahead and do that? Why don't we poach Synpax? As you know, Synpax, our glorious leader, has left the game of World of Warships, and he has left TNG, the clan that he founded. But I have it on good authority that if he were to hear a good enough pitch from another clan, he might come back and play with them. So what's your pitch to Synpax?
My pitch to Synpax? Well, besides the other things we talked about, I think one of our biggest ones, if you want a new friend, join our clan. All of our folks seem to get along well together. We talk on Discord often. When you're talking to us on Discord, it seems like you've been friends forever. If you want to get trained better, we do our best to help you with training. Granted, we're not Typhoon and Hurricane League yet, but we're getting there. We're going to get there soon, we hope. There is a minimum play requirement, but it's extremely easy to achieve. And we talked about a leave of absence if you can't do that for a reason. We accept everybody. We have a couple ladies in the clan. And if you're a female and want to talk to one of our rear admirals who's a female, she'd be more than willing to talk to you if you're on. You can ask her any question you want, or anyone, if male or female or not. If you have any questions about us and you're in our Discord server, feel free to ask. Sure. We'll answer you.
How do magnets? How do they work? Can you answer that for me?
How do what?
Magnets. How do they work?
Magnets?
I'm just
magnets like in polarization?
No. That became a meme like back in the late 2000s when I think it was the Mormon Church. The Mormon Church opened like their very first website, and they had like live chat people where you were invited to come and ask them questions. And I don't know whether it was 4chan, if that was even a thing, or it was some online message board. Essentially, a whole bunch of them decided they were going to go troll the Mormons by logging on to every instance of speak live to a Mormon counselor, and they would basically just ask magnets, how do they work?
Okay.
And then sometimes they'd keep it going as long as possible until they finally dropped magnets, how do they work? It just became this silly thing. Anyway.
Never heard that one.
Well, it sounds to me, if I got this correctly, it sounds to me like Clan Battlestar, BTLST, and Jemmy is a place where a player who would like to be more competitive can go to help you guys punch through that ceiling out of Storm and into Typhoon League before you guys finally make a push for Hurricane. Would that be a fair assessment?
I think so. I mean, we even have a few extra text channels where we share recipes. We share alcohol, bourbons or whatever type of alcohol you may like. We post pictures of it so others can try it if they like. We got a whole bunch of stuff out there.
Sure. Well, that sounds delightful. So that's Clan Battlestar, everybody. I hope you guys, if you're out there listening, and that sounds like a good clan for you, I hope you let Jemmy know. I'll have a link to their Discord, assuming Jemmy would like to share that, down in the description of the podcast below. So you can always go look that, join up there, and go talk to them. Jemmy, otherwise, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting Battlestar and Warships with you. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
My
Hope
pleasure.
to do it again sometime.
Great. And once again, I will be throwing the link to Clan Battlestar's Discord down in the description below. There'll also be a link to my Twitch stream. Going to be doing about 3 times a week. And also, don't forget, it is KOTS season right now. King of the Sea tournament is going on. I am casting the games along with KSC's Oscons. We're co-streaming together. We did our first on Saturday, 9/13. It was so much fun. We had a lot of great matches. So I encourage you guys to check us out if you'd like to watch some gameplay commentary. So with that, this has been Get to Know World of Warships with Boggzy, created by Boggzy and Synpax, with Clan Battlestar and Jemmy. So we will catch you guys next time.